is Tel Aviv, Israel's metropolis, the first all-Jewish city where tradition and progress intermingle. A city full of vibrant life and feverish activity. Each morning, people hurry to their daily work, using all types of transport, from the oldest to the newest. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and passers-by can set their watches according to the time that Mr. Ben Gurion leaves home to go to work. Israel's foremost statesman is an exceedingly busy man. Here at his office in Tel Aviv, he gets a full briefing on current events from his secretary. He holds conferences and maintains friendships with important persons from around the world. Mr. Ben Gurion participates energetically at the meetings of his party, Mapai. There he expresses his opinions and listens to the opinions of others. Mr. Ben Gurion has always dedicated himself to the supreme task of ensuring the survival of Israel as a state and of the Jews as a people, and he takes part in every phase of Israel's development. Likewise, he's devoted himself to the universal cause of human rights. He's always ready to propagate his ideas of human freedom and to spread them everywhere, using all of his considerable powers in the country and abroad. Yet Israel's philosopher-statesman, who draws so much spiritual strength from the lessons of history, was one of the first in Israel to preach that moral right and intellectual integrity are not in themselves sufficient to ensure the safety of his people. He was in the forefront of those who built up the armed strength of the people of Israel and prepared them in the days of their new independence to meet the all-out assault which greeted the new state. Here he is seen in Jerusalem, capital of the country, on Independence Day, where the Israel Army honors him. In Eilat, Israel's southernmost port and its gateway to the Red Sea, he reviews a parade of young soldiers. Mr. Ben Gurion never grows tired of stressing the importance of settling the arid and sparsely inhabited Negev in the southern half of the country. Here once, only a small number of Bedouin carried out their nomadic existence. Mr. Ben Gurion has always regarded Israel's pioneering spirit as being in keeping with the most exalted of Jewish values, nor does he use words alone. He has shown the supreme merit of example by translating them into action. Some years ago he moved from the city and went to settle at Sde Boker, a new outpost in the heart of the Negev. Here young settlers conduct all kinds of experiments, seeking through trial and error to bring to fruition an ambitious scheme of colonization and settlement of the entire Negev desert. One of the most important assignments on the settlement is the breeding of work animals. Mr. Ben Gurion is a great believer in physical fitness. He himself keeps fit by going for long walks every morning at a brisk pace. Among his walking companions has been the Secretary General of the United Nations, Dag Hammarskjöld. Desert conditions are cruel, but they can be conquered by determined work and by the loving devotion of those who dedicate themselves to this task. The settlers of Sde Boker have already succeeded in converting the yellow, gray, and brown of the desert regions into a flourishing green island with trees and gaily constructed huts. Every member of the settlement has his special assignment, though this assignment, perhaps, is not on the daily work list. But then, Ruth and Svi are in love. There's a time for love and a time for work. Mrs. Paula Ben Gurion tends to the young saplings that have been planted. The doctor takes care of the new generation. David Ben Gurion is concentrated on sheep breeding. His specialty is to attend to the health of the flock. Whenever he's at Sde Boker, this is his main preoccupation. Whoever would have thought that, with all of his other assignments, Mr. Ben Gurion is also an expert at raising sheep. Sde Boker supports itself partly by the handwork of its settlers, who not only grow their own crops, but transform them into useful objects as well. This is a very big day. It's Mr. Ben Gurion's birthday. The whole family, his children and grandchildren, have come together with many lifelong friends. Amongst them is the President of the State of Israel, Mr. Yitzhak Ben Zvi, who's come to offer his congratulations to his longtime colleague and associate. But not all of Mr. Ben Gurion's friends are of such long standing. The President's suit must be clean, and Mrs. Ben Gurion takes care of that. But this is a double event for Sde Boker. With the sunset comes another ceremony as noteworthy as the birthday. It's the wedding of Ruth and Zvi. David Ben Gurion and his wife Paula lead the couple to the chuppah. The service is conducted by a new immigrant, the Rabbi of Dimona, one of the new centers in the Negev. Mr. Ben Gurion is happy. He can be sure that new settlers will be added to the population of Sde Boker in the near future. Nighttime in Tel Aviv is characterized by gaiety, with noise from traffic, cinemas, and places of entertainment. But night at Sde Boker is quiet. Mr. Ben Gurion takes advantage of this time of relaxation to proceed with his studies in his own room. He browses through the ancient philosophies of many peoples, delighting especially in Hebrew learning, which joins his people's past to their present and their future, and which reminds him of the vision of the restoration of an Israel crowned with the glory of the Spirit. Only the steady footsteps of the night watchman, guarding the land of Israel, interrupt the silence. This, then, is David Ben Gurion, statesman, soldier, scholar.